Okay, what's up? This is my first time ever going live. I'm going to try to make this work. I don't know how to stream. So, I'm just going to talk about things that have been going on in the media. For one, fuck everybody that's going on about this whole baby killing bullshit. You guys need to fucking respect yourselves before you can respect the killing of another person. Disgusting. The fucking we like the next step from this is euthanizing the elderly. It's how I always view upon all of this. You have to understand the next aspect of how our society will divulge into as a personal society. Like you guys need to really step back. I know my room is a disgust of Jordan Peterson right now. I actually had my first sobriety break, and that's why I'm sober today. Like palms all day, motherfucker. Palms all fucking day. Let's do that. I fucked up. I thought I can handle myself. I still got demons under this belt. I got demons all the way up to here. I thought I could got rid of them with going to church every day and stuff, and I can't because as a man, you learn to deal with these fucking things. You do not need to schmegmatize the fucking aspect of what people think about how you should have to read or speak. Like I talk I usually talk very differently from most people around my area. I'm from Fall River. Yes, I cannot pronounce my R's and A's right, but I cannot also take the bullshit of a gum cunt that is going to strive themselves to be goddamn belligerently bullshitting. That was a great fucking mash of words. It's disgusting that I even have to put them together in the surge of fucking convoluity of how we all need to think about what's going on around us. I'm not gonna sound like Tim Pool and not gonna sound like I'm better than all y'all because I am below most of you. I have been a repenting twat who needs to fall back into the eyes of God more than I've been. That's why I go to church. I've been told I'm a ungod fearing Stephen of a person because I don't support the pro choice movement, which it doesn't make sense to me. Like if you met me before, I was very pro choice and I was very luciferic. Like I can't grasp the understanding behind some of y'all. Like I just started doing this. Like let's see if I can break myself. This is why I would never start a podcast because I want to have everything like written out and so I can subsidize myself and record it properly. This is all off the top of my head. I'm doing this because I don't know what to do with myself anymore. Like how I can understand, grasp what's going on. Like within the next couple hours, I'm going to learn how to crop videos over and how to like point out this obvious bullshit. But this is the first video of my first podcast. It's going to stop all this where I want to point out all the infidelity and all the bullshit that men get put under, especially white males. Like we do not need this. Most of us guys want to keep our children. Most of us. And the only reason we want to kill them before, take it for someone who's killed 13, like, and he regrets every single one of them. Like, I am a perfect representation of why you repent, why you feel bad for what you did. Because your life really could have been better off. Because we are, as a people, are resourceful. We will make the issues and to fix them ourselves. Especially when there's like little fucking potato people around us. Like, potato people don't know better. We as adults do. When you see what's going on around us is this decodingly deceptive about how we talk to the people. And that's a nice way to put it. Like I'm going to use words. I hope on here I don't get judged for how I speak. I get talked to around my area for the way I speak to people because I have to change my language to talk to others. And I don't mean it as a degrading feeling. It's just because I like words that describe things a lot better than what they should be used. Like there's always a word in English language. That's what I love about our fucking conversation. We can always find something that could really pertain to what is the viable reasoning behind our justification of what's going on, and we can build upon and make our issues fucking talk upon it. We can make new words too, like Latin bullshit and all that can be mixed together to make a new. I hate using ebony, but like it's an ebony experience. It's the ebonics. It's the slang terms of America. We as a people, I'm from New England. New England as a cesspool. We all talk like there's. I hate when people say that there's like racism in America. I'm from New England. Like the 13 main colonies don't see the shit. Bro, we're all the same. We're all slaves. We're all garbage. We're all pieces of shit. Like, I don't know how to break that down. This is just the first video, the fucking first live chapter. I can keep going. I'm going to play some things aloud. I don't know where to go with it from there, but I'm going to do commentary on it, and we'll see where I can go on it.
Some way.
I'm going to start with some Lolacitas.
Well, the entity has ways that teachers can incorporate lessons on gender identity and LGBTQ advocacy and issues from 1st through 12th grade. So the whole thing, full spectrum, everyone, no matter how young, no matter how old, they get the same messaging.
You're never too young for Disney's Disney's gender ideology.
Well, this isn't communism per se, but this is a very Soviet / Marxist-Leninist view of it. Is it not? Like the idea that a child is never too young to become a communist?
Anyway. Sure, they do not believe in the sanctity of children.
No, of course not. And Disney continues, has been funding these guys for over 20 years. So Disney announced with pride their plans to fund 10 organizations.
I'm surrounded by a bunch of socialist education around LGBT. There's like sometimes you don't even have the mandatory reading. If you start speaking aloud, you know, I can fact check these people into a certain center of people.
GLSEN provides resources for educators towards, quote, developing LGBTQ inclusive classroom resources that promote safer school environments by developing lessons that avoid bias and that include positive representations of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer people, history, and events. Well, first of all, the Orwellian part of my brain is screaming here because they avoid bias and include positive representations of something.
Yeah, okay.
That is gone.
The justification of like even having your kids comprehend communism, like we live in a free, just country. Why would you even put those thoughts into a child's head until they hit college? Like that is an understanding of when you need to realize the rehabilitation of like where you need to be in a society. You only tell people in their age, the misnomers that know where they're going in life, the ones who are aged, not the youth. Unlike that, the elderly. I don't want to put myself in that bracket, nor do a lot of us do, but anyone over the age of 25 are the ones that can probably justify this the best. But like 21, you get some like radicals that can be made in between that period. I think 25 is a reasonable age to start teaching people. Like someone would at least like bachelor's in something. Like there's no reason that first year kids should be learning this because you know that's the first year radicals you can make. It's disgusting. That was just a little just a part of my first episode. Let's just
now,
go
you
next
may
one.
Remember last week I called upon people who were going out to vote to, if they didn't want to vote to Labour or the Conservatives, maybe vote for third parties or independents. Well, the residents of Tower Hamlets have certainly listened to me because the independent, a party which is neither.
I'm sorry, I won't go over anything right now. Actually, about British shit right now. I'll do that for another video. I'd rather talk about something else. Crowder did a very good video the other day. There's a section I want to go on about right here.
Gives the states the choice to choose what they want to do. But I think, I mean, I may be wrong, but I think some states have already banned Plan B, something like that.
They have it.
Tennessee or Mississippi.
Nope, only like 3 states or 4 states. I might be wrong. You're still states you can take Plan B.
But yeah, I mean, it just sucks. I don't really have much more than that. I just think.
But do you think that the states should have the right to determine abortion laws?
Like I said, it's all going to turn to euthanasia. What's the next step in killing your grandparents? Like, because you don't want to take care of them? What makes them not viable people? Like, I don't know. My view changed when I started taking care of my nieces and nephews around me. And when you start taking care of, like, babies, it's different. It's a different feeling. It's hormones come out that around these people that make you feel like you need to provide more to help around you. And it's a different feeling. It's a complete manifestation that comes from only this coming from it. And if you don't have the thought process to go with it, you might be obligated to feel like if you haven't felt any kind of link to something like that, you would be feel that feeling. I feel like I understand from point of view why a lot of people feel disconnected, but it's because I also think this is a personal hot topic issue that I don't think a woman should be able to vote only because she hasn't had a child. If she's had a baby, she should be able to make all the choices she wants for a woman. For a woman can only make choices if they had a baby. It sounds very push button topicy, and I know it sounds very manipulative, but like if you ever met a woman that's had a child, she would tell you she's experienced things that you've never experienced, which is a different feeling. I don't know, and about it explained to me, and like as a man, I cannot understand that, and I want to grasp it, and I understand it to a certain point of view, and it comes down to what. Oh my God, a woman willing to hear out another man on keeping a child, that is very rare. But like I said, I'm not liberal, but I'm conservative when it comes to it. But I do believe it should be up to the woman. It should be up to her. But like she knows she's making a choice for two people. It's what she needs to realize. Because the man has no problem. I can't hold that baby for you. I can't hold it until it comes out. Like most guys can't. We cannot do that.
Because it won't change the laws in like yeah, that's all Roe v. Wade overturning means that Colorado, can have abortions.
The states still have a choice. They still have a
Have a
choice.
heartbeat though.
Yeah. I mean,
Like 12 weeks is good enough.
Yeah,
12
I guess we'll
weeks.
see what
12
happens.
weeks. That's the latest I think of abortion should go. That's 8 months almost. Like.
So it'll happen on a state level. Where states
And it's a baby after that. You can have babies after 5
and not allow the
months.
states to place restrictions.
It's sad.
Is-
To kill a child and you see it moving on a table, it can really hurt.
Yeah, they're representatives. Yeah, I mean the overturning of Roe v. Wade in the Supreme Court justices, obviously, so that's not a voting issue. You don't really vote them; they have lifetime appointments. But it's after that. Yeah, the people of Texas want to have a limitation, or of Oklahoma, they can do it. And if the people of Colorado or Virginia or California don't want to, they don't have to.
Rather than like federally.
Yeah, federally, what happened with Roe v. Wade was basically, particularly in the first trimester, states were not allowed to place restrictions. And so recently, there was a case that went up and challenged it. And they said, well, we should have the right to in this state place restrictions in our state. And they said, yeah, Roe v. Wade is kind of bad law because there's no constitutional right to abortion. And so it should be determined by the states.
What constitutions an abortion? I honestly don't get what makes the difference between euthanasia and defiling of a corpse. Like, honestly, murder is one thing. When it becomes second degree, I think the actual abortion clinics are the one that should be warped because the actual indoctrination of how they talk to the women that are involved in these clinics, they indoctrinize them and they convince them that they need to get this abortion, which is another fucked up point of this whole aspect. That you can't just walk in there and the woman's going to tell you, don't kill your baby every time you walk in there. She's going to encourage you to kill it so she can make the rich people skin cream that these people outsource for. Because who's paying her at the end of the day is what she needs to like suck the tit to. It's mind warping. It's honestly discarded thoughts. Like, think about this. They convinced us over 70 years ago for Kellogg. That motherfucker. He thought every man does a Jewish thing these days. My dick's clipped. I won't let my child have that. I hope my child grows up with a normal life, with a normal sex addict. Like, that's what they told us. They're going to be degenerate sex addicts who jerk off too much with dirty dicks. It's a disgusting aspect of what Kellogg tried to. It's like ignociles and fucking ignorance and moronics. Like, it's all eugenics speak. We still use it in our own dialect. It's disgusting that we speak like this today.
I guess everybody has a different opinion, so that's all. But we're gonna go get some food.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
That's so random.
Sarah?
Sarah.
All right, okay. All right, so Darian, we're just talking with people now. There were these big protests here a few days ago, so we didn't really want to get into that. Right, you don't end up having very productive conversations. Have you've heard about the leak, Roe v. Wade being overturned?
Stephen just told me about it, actually.
Okay.
I haven't been keeping up, but
he was telling me about, how some people are taking it as if they're just abolishing abortion.
Right. That's how that's what a lot of the protests were. Yeah.
Right. But from what he was saying, that's not the case.
Right.
So I'd like to get to know a little bit more information about that. But
Okay.
So this dude right here, this bro Sep, he at least like he feels like most of us. Like dude, if I was a normal dude on the street, I understand what he's talking about. Like he don't know what's going on. He hears a bunch of dumb bitches coming out their cut talking about like, oh, everything's gonna be overturned, everything's gonna be changed, everything's gonna be garbage now. No, dude, if you live in a blue fucking state, you're gonna have your laws still. Because remember this, our states will always govern ourselves. Like it's another thing you guys need to realize. Like we don't need to not conform. Like we're the United States as a federal union. We won the Civil War over this. Like why are we still having this issue? Like we're not a federal union. Like we make ourselves justable cause. We make the choices in between all 50 states. Like you guys need to understand that. It's very easy to grasp. I'll try to link some shit below, if I can, or if I don't forget. I have really bad memory. I'll work on that part afterwards.
So we kind of have two separate issues, I guess, sort of, and it doesn't really matter. We've addressed this. I don't know if you're pro-life or pro-choice.
it depends on how far along the pregnancy is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That relates exactly to Roe v. Wade. So Roe v. Wade basically was a case where they specifically barred states from setting any kind of limitations on abortion in the first trimester. And so some laws, like the Texas heartbeat law, or there was a case in Mississippi that went up to the Supreme Court. Well, the Supreme Court just ruled that, states can determine their own abortion laws.
Okay.
So with Roe v. Wade being overturned, it does mean that some states can outright ban abortion if they want, or they can place limitations like,
Should I go in between states? If you gotta drive, like if you're
and then a place like Colorado.
like no, guys, if like you girls can't afford to drive, bro, it means that nigga needs to have respect for himself. I mean, you can't afford a $500 abortion. Like I've killed 13 babies and I fucking live with myself every day for it. It's regret. But like it's $500, bro. If the state can't pay for it, if you don't have insurance that will cover it, which I don't believe that insurance should even cover that. Like, but like, I fucked up. Like, if you can't pay the $500, oh my god, like you can't do this to people. You're murdering a child. You can't. After 12 weeks, I think that's too late. There's so many people out there willing to take that child for you. So many people out there. They're so willing to understand that you want that baby and like they need that baby. There's a need out there for every person out there who thinks they can't get rid of their child. Don't believe it. There's always someone wanting to want your child. There's so many ways to give up a baby to someone who can't make one. Like you can't say that. It's like trying to say men can't give birth to women. Like men cannot give birth, period. It's only women who can. So like it throws that fucking talk out the window. So I don't want to get into that while I'm talking about this.
Or Virginia or New Jersey, they can have their late-term abortion laws, which they have.
If you're killing babies at 9 months, you're a piece of fucking shit. I see my niece. She was born at 7. You can hold a baby in your hand, and if it can move and breathe, they can put it and make it work.
What do you think about
A viable baby is at 5
I think
months.
states should have their own.
You can't.
I
No.
think they should have their own.
It's wrong.
It's
It's wrong. It's very,
but
very
I don't
wrong.
see a problem also with everyone being under one ideology as well. Like you said, depending on how far along the child is, I would say it's almost murder if the child is, alive and it's not just a fetus.
Right.
But early along in the pregnancy, I'm definitely pro-choice in regards to that.
Okay. When would you
Fine.
determine
Good
I'd
dude
say
right
after
here,
the
man.
first trimester.
Good dude.
Yeah, I'd say after.
after 12 weeks?
Correct.
Okay. What about
I like started making these videos because I can't stand how talking about how the women talk.
So that was the basis for some of these laws that if there's a separate heartbeat that you can't abort, or thing that, for example, the toes are developed or certain organs. So I wonder what changes, for example, from week 11 to week 12.
Right.
And this is a conversation that
Wow.
And for me, I don't know, when the baby. I would say this: because like you said, I don't know exactly when the heartbeat, starts, but I would say if if the heartbeat is if it's alive, I would say, I would say adoption would be, a better choice.
See that this dude gets it. Like he get like most men. If you talk all of us dudes, because you women don't care about what we think anymore. It's always about what you women try to think about what you're saying. It's disgusting. Like you never take us, our men, our perspectives on things. It's always about our body, our choice. It's not your body anymore. It's someone else's, and I made that, or someone else made that. Like you know what I mean? You don't realize how much it hurts a guy when you kill our children, or when you say yes to it. How much freedom it feels like we should be given. Like I will admit, like every time a girl said yes, I felt like I could kill fucking 5 more. That made me sick. I had to repent for what I did. And I don't think you need religion. I don't. I'm not gonna force that onto anyone or anyone. But like I said, my views are very open-minded, and I know they can be speculated on, but like I have a problem with like how it's so quick to kill a child. The only person it benefits is the nigga who don't want to fucking procreate the child. And I admit I've been that dude. I fucked up. Like I was a piece of shit. A lot of dudes can admit that. Like if you paid for it and you did everything and you sat by her and all that, it's a bad experience, man. Like especially when you're looking at the nitty and gritty of how they did it to the girl. Like they blended the baby. They blended that poor child. They blended someone who. Would you want that done to yourself? That's my view. Would you want that done to yourself?
As opposed to, taking a life.
When you get the heartbeat like at 6 weeks,
Oh,
and then you get a more developed heart, it's like they say it's a tube, but the heart develops. But, well, are you a dad at all? Do you have any kids?
Oh yeah, I have 3.
Okay, so did you ever do the ultrasound where you see the heartbeat?
Oh yeah.
So that's well before the end of the first
Yeah,
trimester.
you're right about. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
And did you feel like that was alive when you saw that heartbeat?
Yeah, exactly. I did.
Yeah,
I feel like it's
for me it was crazy. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I better not. I don't know about you, but I had twins. I was just paranoid, bro. I was like, all right, I just gotta make sure you don't fall down the stairs.
Exactly.
There's nothing much you can do.
Exactly. It's a life you need to protect.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm all for that. So that's why I say first trimester, only because of my lacking of knowledge of when the heartbeat actually.
Nah, see, first trimester, bro. Most niggas won't believe, like, will agree with that. Like, 13 weeks is crazy to even think about it. Like, I've never let a girl go past that. I've never let a girl go past 13 weeks. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. It's fucked up if you. It's fucked up if you do that. It's fucked up.
Okay, so then you would, in other words, before Roe v. Wade being overturned, a heartbeat bill would not be allowed because that's in the first trimester.
Mm-hmm.
But now with Roe v. Wade overturned, states can set a heartbeat bill. So you would say, okay, they should have the right to do that. A state.
I would say no. Not after the heartbeat.
No, well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
A state can set that
I would
limitation.
say yeah.
Whereas right now they can't set that
Oh yeah, I
limitation.
would agree with that.
Okay. So then, yeah, so it's pretty reasonable. Then it seems like, you're kind of like most Americans, where most Americans consider themselves pro-choice until a certain point.
Right.
It gets a little bit difficult when you ask Americans to define where that point is.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like we just experienced now. But I do think that it's, being a little misrepresented if you've seen the protests, and I'm sure you probably might have been under the impression at one point that overturning Roe v. Wade was a ban on abortion.
Right.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Most such niggas, like, if you were in second, most guys out here, like, we were told by these dumb bitches that be like, yo, Roe v. Wade gets overturned. We're told that, like, all the babies get killed or they can't get killed at all. Like, it should be so far near between, like we were told when we were growing up. Like, there's no reason that you girls should look at it as another contraceptive. If you can't afford Plan B or keep up on your cycles like you do, like, it's on you. And you women don't want to take responsibility for the things you're doing. Because we guys as men, we can only know so much. Unless you want to fucking dispute your fucking period lingo or when you're fucking flowing. Like, you really can't expect a guy to fucking come out in here and be like this. Like, I don't know what you want from us.
It just goes back to the states. Do you think that, at the very least, that's a reasonable decision for the
I
court
think
to
that is a reasonable decision. Yeah.
Okay, that's about it. Yeah, and I think you agree with most Americans. And I think if you take the time to do, like I said, a little more research on it, don't take my word for it. I promise you I'm not lying, but I encourage you.
I'll leave this commentary as it is. This is my first live stream. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna hopefully make more of these. I really hope you do. I hope you guys enjoy this. I really hope everything ends well. I hope everything goes well. God will set us all free. He will listen to all of us. Just pray to him aloud. Don't keep it in your head. Only the devil listens then.